You can now buy the new skill Time Break. Please check out my shop whenever you can. And welcome back to more Sonic Generations. Last time, we defeated the Time Eater, and this time, we are going to start working on more challenges. So let's swap over to Modern Sonic. And let's boost on over to the other side of the hub area. We are going to start with Green Hill, so that's all the way to the left of here. Each area has 5 acts per character, so 5 for Classic and 5 for Modern. I think now that we're over here, we're going to swap back over and work on some of these Classic challenges. Doppelganger Race. Face off against Sonic's double and beat him in a race to the goal. So by now, this is very familiar. We basically simply need to rush to the end before the Doppelganger reaches the goal. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds for an S rank. I don't think that's going to happen because I don't usually get through Green Hill Zone that fast. I'm pretty sure there is an achievement for finishing Green Hill Zone in under a minute, but I usually don't, so I tend to have to try really hard to actually get that achievement. In general, the achievements for this game aren't too bad. One of the worst achievements is actually tied to the Time Eater, which is basically not getting hit by any of the Time Eater's attacks. If I'm not mistaken, running into some of the debris in the area doesn't count, but basically like the arm attacks, the laser, all of that counts. And that is very, very not fun, and is usually considered the worst achievement in the game, which makes sense because of how much people generally dislike that boss fight. It makes sense that would be one of the worst achievements as a result. The other really difficult one is the red rings. Yeah, overall it's not too bad in general. Wow, we barely missed out on the S rank. I always underestimate how long that final running section is. The goal is really far away for some reason. So we have another bell to ring. Got song, Savannah Citadel Day from Sonic Unleashed. That's a very good song. So next up is this. The Buzz Bomber's Revenge. Beware of Buzz Bombers. Reach the goal before time runs out. Alright, we have a very generous time limit, but for the S rank we need to get through here in a minute. We actually probably should have bounced across those enemies. I'll be honest, it actually feels really good to be working on the challenges. I was honestly really worried about how well the Time Eater would go. Throughout this playthrough, as usual, sometimes I will restart recordings if something isn't going well, and I actually managed to get through the boss first try, which made me really happy because I was dreading trying to actually get through the Time Eater fight because of how unpredictable it can be. Sometimes things go really well, and other times things go really poorly. Like how that one hit on the boss did not count for some reason. But even then, we were able to attack right after, so it wasn't too much of a time loss. Yeah, and this game isn't perfect. As far as Sonic games go, this is relatively glitchless. There are glitches, I think, to skip some 2D sections, but beyond that, it's relatively hard to break. And this is another art piece. Where is it going? Artwork 87. So up here is something else special. It's a Genesis. If we use skill points, you need to buy a Sega Genesis controller in the skill shop in order to play the Sega Genesis. If I'm not mistaken, it costs over 7,000 points and lets you play Sonic 1. Swing Set Circus. Use the swings to go up and up and reach the goal in the allotted time. So far, this has actually been going very well, but I do remember some of the challenges being extremely annoying. So I'm curious to see how those go whenever we get there. Yeah, in general, this is such a gameplay-focused game. It almost feels more like a classic Sonic game in that regard, with the two-act structure as well. I know the writing is very polarizing in a lot of modern Sonic works, but I do miss, like, the dynamic between Sonic and Tails, who, like, barely speak to each other in this game, which is really weird. So yeah, in general, I do miss the story aspects. Like, more cutscenes, especially more dialogue with Sonic and his friends would have been nice. Like a way to avoid having the problem of not knowing which character is going to rescue a character is basically just not have both acts playable in any order. And also, the decision to make classic Sonic not talk is also very interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. Because it does limit the storytelling potential of this game. Alright, so I bounced up here, and we're at the goal. So far, we're actually flying through these challenges. Oh, I rung it again. Got song, Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06. It's a very good song, regardless of how I feel about the level itself. So our final challenge for Green Hill Zone Classic is here. High Speed Challenge. Collect power sneakers to reach the goal before time runs out. I'll be honest, I totally forgot these were called power sneakers. I just thought of them as like speed-up shoes. Alright, we have a minute and 10 seconds to make it to the goal for the S rank, but the actual time is so much more generous than that. Okay, that did not go how I was hoping it would. So yeah, we're taking the lower path, so we're probably kind of guaranteed for an A rank at this point, just because of how slowly we're going through this section. In general, I do like classic Sonic's gameplay, even if it is off from the old games. It is close enough that in most cases it's not a problem. It's only a problem when the game requires very precise platforming, which isn't really that often. This game's platforming stages are fairly easygoing, actually, especially in comparison to like a true Sonic game. You know, like Sonic 2 requires a lot more of the player. By getting through the classic Sonic challenges, more of the world has been restored. Got artwork 88. So now it's time for the modern challenges. We did none of these, so let's start with this one up here. Jump Rush. Master the jump panels as you bounce your way to the goal within the time limit. So, if you haven't really figured out wall jumping, now would be the time to do so, I'm guessing. Unless it's by jump panels, it just means these. In which case, never mind. I don't know why the fire didn't hurt me. That does not make any sense. Yeah, I thought when it said jump panels, it meant actual wall jumps, so oops. This is actually way easier than I thought it would be. I guess that makes sense, since you're not really supposed to know about wall jumping until, much later. It is weird how you have all these moves, even though you're not required to use them until a specific level. Like, Stomp is basically optional and only works for shortcuts until actual Crisis City, where you do need it. In a way it makes sense because Crisis City, or Sonic 06, used the bounce attack quite a bit, so it makes sense to actually introduce the Stomp there, in some ways. Similar to introducing the wall jumps in Seaside Hill for heroes. Alright, this is actually pretty cool. This is kind of like one of the side stages in Unleashed, and being like a short 2D stage. Barely made that goal in time. Alright, we have another song. Stardust Speedway Zone from Sonic CD. I would assume that's the Japanese version, given that that's what they use for the Metal Sonic fight, but I actually don't know. Doppelganger race, face off against Sonic's double and beat him in a race to the goal. So we have 2 minutes 20 seconds to get to the goal in this stage, which actually probably will be pretty easy. I like Green Hill a lot. In general, I do prefer the modern stages, which is weird because I still like classic Sonic. I am someone who grew up with both, as someone with a GameCube, so I had both Adventure 2 and the Mega Collection early on, and I feel like that really shaped my opinions on Sonic. A lot of people really strongly prefer the 2D games, and a lot of people really strongly prefer the 3D games, while I kind of like all of them, because I grew up with all of them. And I actually like that. I like having grown up with all of them, so I actually can appreciate all the different types of Sonic games. So I actually really like both halves of this game, but in general, I feel like the classic Sonic stages aren't as tightly designed as like an actual classic Sonic level. So in that way, I do prefer the modern stages because they actually just feel better designed in this game specifically. In general, I think I do prefer 3D Sonic though, even as someone who likes classic Sonic. Partly because I was always better at 3D games, mainly because I grew up with like a PS1 and a GameCube, and barely had an NES briefly at the start of when I was actually getting into video games, but then it broke really early on, so I do have more of an affinity for like 3D games. I actually don't know what the fastest route here would be. We didn't go this way last time, so let's go through that loop. This actually feels a little bit slower. Not great during a time trial, but we're almost to the end anyway. I still need to see the Sonic movie. I'm pretty sure Green Hill's in that, and it looks really cool, but yeah, I still haven't seen it, for whatever reason. Yep, that was a pretty easy S rank. So another bit of concept art. Artwork 89. So let's head back over here and take care of this challenge on this far ledge. 300% boost gauge challenge. Your boost gauge is tripled. Reach the goal to earn the boost gauge upskill. That is a very long boost gauge, but it won't replenish, so we have to use it wisely. I say as I'm continuously boosting anyway. I feel like that's actually plenty of boost to get to the end as long as we are careful. So yeah, in general, a lot of these challenges are really cool, and kind of invent well on existing concepts for levels. Like, this is a very different level even though it's themed around Green Hill Zone. Here we have a quick step section. Messed that up really badly. I'm not sure if that will cost us the rank though, we'll have to see. Because I'm pretty sure the goal is relatively close. Yeah, it's probably just through here if I had to guess. Yeah, there it is. I got some new skills in stock. Come by the skill shop to check them out. Another new song. Got song Endless Possibility from Sonic Unleashed. I really like that song, even if I can never remember the name of it. Tails, way past fast. Races the goal against Tails in his airplane. So I'm pretty sure that's the same plane from Unleashed, which I'm trying to remember if that actually is his plane. I think it technically is. I think it's the first tornado that's that's Sonic's actually, and then Tails kind of takes it and ends up using it more. By the way, by beating the Time Eater, we also unlocked a Supersonic skill. It takes up the entire skill gauge, but once we collect 50 rings, we can turn into Supersonic. But the rate at which rings drain is so much faster than like any other 3D Sonic game, that I do not recommend using Supersonic outside of novelty. I was trying to figure out what song this is. It's Supersonic Racing. I didn't even recognize it. Again, what a weird game to throw back to. Also fitting that I played Sonic R earlier this year for Sonic's anniversary as well. Alright, so this looks familiar. The goal should be fairly close by, I think, based on the time limit. Yep, there it is. I think I saw it. Nope, I didn't. I saw a rainbow ring. We have quite a bit of stage left, I guess. Alright, we have another rainbow ring, and there's the goal. And with that taken care of, we have one more challenge here. So yeah, we'll probably take care of that next time, and start working on the chemical plant challenges. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Sonic Generations.